This NFC West Division preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $100 at WynnBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by SGPN Fantasy. Dominate your draft with the free SGPN draft kit. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/draft kit. And the free roll football contest is back and better than ever. $5,000 up for grabs in our NFL contest and $1,500 in our brand new college football contest. Sign up exclusively in our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
This is Brian Bosworth, aka The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Oh, we're still out west. This time in a shittier division.
Yo, wow.
Much shittier division.
Wow, Ryan.
Dare I say, maybe the shittiest division?
Now that's a hot take. I mean, we got the AFC South.
If
hashtag our Texans.
If Stafford's elbow falls apart and Kyler really loves the new update, the new release that's coming out October 28th, what are we doing about quarterbacks in this division?
That's a great question. And again,
Trey Lance will be trotting out there.
I'm skeptical of the Rams. I'm skeptical of the Niners. I'm okay with the Cardinals, and I'm not as down as people are on the Seahawks. They're not like a surprise team by any means. I just don't think they're quite bottom barrel. They're horrible. I'm convinced. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a world where that happens. I just think
a lot of outcomes in my simulations where Pete Carroll is being pushed off in a rowboat out to the Puget Sound because this may be the end, right? Like Big Puss going out on the fishing trip, getting the cement boots. This is how it ends for him. I think they think they're not going to be dead, but they're going to be dead because they don't have a quarterback. They don't have depth in most places.
Well, and we'll see. I mean, I was thinking that Jimmy G was going to find a way to get onto the Seahawks, and that certainly made them a much more interesting team because you have DK Metcalf, you have Tyler Lockett, you have Rashad Penny, who we're high on for fantasy purposes.
Well, I think we're high on the running backs because Pete Carroll loves to run the fucking rock. And now with no more Russ, there's no one to tell him to let Geno cook. No one's saying let Drew cook. I mean, I think you have many vectors of locker room implosion.
Sorry, just the great use of the word vector.
I think about it. How quickly does Pete Carroll lose the locker room when things start going poorly? DK Metcalf literally wears a pacifier. Couldn't be more metaphorically significant than right now because he's going to be throwing a tantrum at some point this season. I get it. Tyler Lockett's a pro, but no one is there anymore from when they were good, except for Pete Carroll. And that might be a problem because he might just be the old man telling tales. So anyway, I think the floor of this division is a little lower than some people may have you believing in mainstream media.
I think people are pretty out on the Seahawks. I think
no, the division as a whole.
Oh, the division.
So yes,
you're right.
Weird transition, but I'm speaking more whole. So much so, I have Kyler sitting on top this divion. So much. I know. So.
I'm with you. I have them winning it by default.
And my takeaway is I probably need to be a little higher on the Cardinals.
Research Flat Earth chiming in saying Jimmy G has made the situation's made me smile from ear to ear, knowing that all the nerds losing their shit over their Trey Lance MVP bets.
Guys, remember
we are of the same mindset, Research Flat Earth, because
Sean,
we were having the exact same conversation.
I don't know if you knew this, but every team needs a backup quarterback. Sean, nice try.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this doesn't change anything. Sure, it does. They're keeping around the side piece.
Rushing floor. rushing floor,
Hey,
hand cannon, arm cannon.
Have you guys entered our free roll football contest yet? If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. $5,000 up for grab. NFL against the spread pick'em, and it's like a sports book. So, if the line moves, depending on when you get your pick in, that's going to create a lot of fun there.
I love you explaining gambling to our audience. It's perfect.
Well,
no, I understand why you're explaining
the style of contest. Yeah. We've done a lot where the line's locked. This is more like a traditional sports book.
Also, both statements can be true, though. It is funny you explaining.
They'll figure it out. But the college football contests start with $10,000 in credits.
True DJ.
Bet
contest.
whatever you want to bet on.
Hashtag Legends only.
I'm bummed we didn't have it going up and running for week 0 because I would have just put 10K on Northwestern money line.
You'd be sitting pretty.
I'll see you at the finish line. Both those contests and our Survivor contest you can get in the contest channel in our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Get in there, sign up, listen to those trumpets blare. Brandon Nash in the YouTube channel pointing out that we're keeping the content train alive. Thanks to you, the listeners, the viewers, spreading the good word about SGPN, and of course, our presenting sponsor, WinBet. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. I mean, this season, looking forward to all the action you can get down on over at WinBet. WinBet Casino is open 24 hours a day. You can get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000.
Yes, sir.
They got their first quarterback to throw 5 touchdowns. Prop bet, that's really fun. And again, a ton of win totals, division, conference, Super Bowl. They got it all. College football week 1 picks podcast later tonight. So if you're watching live on YouTube, we got a 3rd episode in the hopper. Making sure we get all this content out before the kickoff of the season. And hey, our final NFL prediction show presented by WinBet, airing live on SGPN TV. Download it on Apple TV. Get it on your Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. Just search SGPN TV. 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock East. We will be going live on the app to give out our final NFL predictions. Ryan, we're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Oh. That's right, Odds Trader. I know you're new to the show, Ryan. We'll get it.
That was intentional.
Place to compare all the major sports books. You can get the different sign-up codes. It's really your one-stop shop. Plus player stats, game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather, bet tracker, which is always awesome. And again, really just kind of your one-stop shop when it comes to sports gambling. Really, the pregame ritual, oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Go there, get signed up, oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Free to sign up. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. All right, Kramer, let's do it. Let's talk NFC West. First team. Who do you got?
Top to the bottom, because we like talking about the cream first. The Rams, 10.5. Is there a hangover? Will Sean McVay come back with chest hair after winning a Super Bowl? Lots of questions to be asked here. Look, we were both down, and I'm not surprising. Noted Sean McVay hater, you. Noted Matt Stafford hater, you. Me, just kind of a little upset that I was high on the Rams for so long, and then I kind of jumped off the wagon right in time for them to win the championship.
You really fucked it up, Ryan.
I was 7-10 this year, going under. You're 8-9, going under. I think we were kind of recording this in the heat of some Stafford elbow, taking days off.
And it seems like by all accounts, the elbow's okay. He played through it, but I mean, he also played through a back thing. He also, was managing the elbow thing the entire time. It's also a very weird injury for a quarterback to have. My thesis.
He also got paid.
Yeah, my thesis on
Cooper Kupp got paid.
Yeah, I mean,
Aaron Donald got paid.
My thesis on the Rams team is that the Rams team last year was like an action movie, right? They were just all coming together for one last job.
Lundgren.
You got Odell Beckham being traded from Cleveland on his best behavior.
He's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Right?
Yeah.
Or he's
I
Steven
was gonna
Seagal.
say,
Beckham Seagal. A lot of show. Not.
So yeah, I mean, they all came together for one last job. Yeah. They got the job done. It seemed like, oh my God, they're not going to get the job done. They got the job done. They celebrated, And now they're trying to run back for the sequel, and the sequel is just never as good because the guys are never as hungry.
Yeah.
Like you have Aaron Donald at his hungriest.
Well, he's the Rock, and they still do have the Rock. So
yeah, and
they could
that
be a
should
successful movie franchise with just the Rock. Just so we're clear, Seagal's awesome, but if Beckham's Seagal, I don't know if we need Seagal to show up halfway through the movie to make it better.
All right. No, I mean. Ryan,
we're talking about the action
derailed
movie.
my metaphor, but
you said an action movie. I'm talking about Seagal.
Okay. Where was I? No, I just think they all came together. They all had a great year,
achieved success,
and then it just feels like a letdown spot. I mean, everyone had career years as part of that team, and there are teams that win the Super Bowl and then lose or fail to make the playoffs. 2015 Broncos, 2012 Ravens, 2011 Giants, 2008 Steelers, 2005 Steelers, 2002 Bucks, 2001 Patriots, 1998 Broncos, 1990 Giants. I mean,
are you referring to the Super Bowl hangover curse?
Yeah, of these, I think the 1998 Broncos. Now, obviously, Elway retired, so that's a little bit different. But I think there's, I don't get the vibe of a dynasty from this team.
I mean, they've been mortgaging the future for a while now with the salary situation. I mean, at some point, it comes to an end. I think there's no way that Sean McVay is as focused as he was before. There's no way. A lot of these guys.
He was considering leaving.
No, he wasn't doing that.
Aaron Donald was considering retiring, like because they put everything they had into this season. And again, Stafford played 20 games. He played all regular season, or no, 21 games.
Yeah.
And that takes a toll on your body. Like Stafford, to his credit, doesn't miss a lot of games. The dude plays through pain.
He's a dog. He's a baby dog.
He's a dog. And they won 17 games and then 4 in the playoffs. It's just, man, I just think Matt Stafford played 21 games. He's got an elbow. He's got a back issue. I think it's going to give out. I don't think it's going to make it through the entire season. We saw those couple road games towards the end. Maybe they got him the good Toradol, whatever it was that got him through the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they almost messed it up in the playoffs. Like they almost blew that Bucks game. I'm not saying they're lucky.
They won
but
by 3 points against the Bucks.
Yeah.
They won by 3 points against the Niners. They won by 3 points against the Bengals. In some worlds, we might say, hey, this is a lot of close victories.
Yeah.
We might be talking about a team set up for a little bit of regression.
And they had a great year. Everything came together, and kudos to them. But I just think it's going to be tough to run it back and win that same way.
Yeah, by my count, they didn't. The only 1-score game they lost was in overtime to the Niners. So they won a lot of their close games, and that's what championship teams do. All right, I mean, I kind of came to the table with 2 ways I thought I could play the Rams. At first, I was like, maybe I play a missed playoffs, but the NFC could be weak.
Yeah,
and so I thought, why not take them to finish in second place in this division at 2-1? Here's the logic. I do think there's a certain floor. Like I'm probably close to the floor for this team. I still have them finishing in second in this division because I think the floors for a couple of these other teams might be a little lower. And although I probably have to upgrade the Niners now that Jimmy G is back in the building.
I know. Honestly, I think you're probably joking to a certain degree, but and that's why I ended up going with the 49ers at 9-8 and still on the under because it's just like. Even when we were doing the preview, it's like Jimmy G's still hanging around. They do have a good roster. It's like I just want to fade Trey Lance and not necessarily the team. But you said you're on the Rams for second place.
Yeah, to me, it's like the Cardinals could pop up. I guess if Trey Lance is good, the Niners, or he's so bad they get Jimmy G in there fast enough. The Niners could pop up.
It's a hard thing to predict.
I guess it just wouldn't shock me to see the Rams either miss the playoffs or come in second and make the playoffs as a wild card here. So it feels like a fun way. I'm certainly on the under for the win total.
Yeah, this
is a better price than the adjusted win total under. So
yeah, see that's I did the adjusted win total under of 9.5 plus
like
165
cosign
because it's get to 9-8, they might make the playoffs. They might be in third place. Hell, they might win the division at 9-8. Ryan, as someone who's not high on the division, if they're 9-8 and they have a tiebreaker over, say, the Cardinals, they might win the division at 9-8. So, which is rare, but again, it happens. Under 9.5 plus 165 gives me a lot of outs on this Rams team and some plus juice. So yeah, I like it.
And another one I gave out during the division previews. I didn't get a chance to check to see if the price had gone up, but Rams under 4 division wins -135. They have to go 5-1 in the division for you to lose this one. So again, I'm not super high on the rest of the teams in the division, but to bet against the Rams going 5-1 in division feels like a good bet. So under 4 division wins for the Rams as well. It's juiced. It's -135, maybe
that's
more.
Not too bad.
I didn't check to see if there's an update.
And so if you go 4-2, you're pushing. Yeah,
push is probably the common outcome, but certainly 5-1 feels like a stretch to beat me. And then for my player prop, Sean, I'm just straight up under. I don't think I wrote under. Under for Matt Stafford's passing yards.
Yeah.
I debated touchdowns or yards, and I do think they could still be a team that throws a bunch around the red zone. We know the rapport between him and Cooper Kupp. So I didn't want to go all in on that. The touchdown prop I think is maybe 6 under where he finished last year. I think at 41, it's at 35.5. Whereas this yardage prop 45, 50.5.
Yeah.
He's only been over this a handful of times in his career, and the majority were back when he was younger. Obviously, new team, new situation, but he went over this by 250 last year.
Yeah,
and
he barely got over last year. And then to your point, I'm looking at it. Although you'd have to go back all the way to 2013 where he had 46-50, and these are him playing every game. Like again, with the exception he missed some time in 2019. He is a dog. He plays through pain, but I think he stays out in the field, but we see it in his
classic Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, A, they played more games. B, everyone got paid. C, everyone went out and did their book tour, and they're tired. They didn't have a normal off season. So yeah, let's fade them.
I mean, honestly, there's some, not quite maybe as magical of run as the Eagles, but like just everyone came together, made the right calls at the right time, getting performances out of people that maybe you didn't normally. A lot of people having career years.
Doug Peterson had chest there. That's the big difference.
Well, and he should have won Coach of the Year in 2017. My prop bet, I'm with you on Peyton Stafford. Stafford, most interceptions plus 1,400. People probably forget that Matt Stafford tied with Trevor Lawrence for the most interceptions thrown last year. He on these late road games, he racked up a lot of interceptions, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. And we talk about with the interception bet, you have to find that balance of a guy who has a leash and is going to stay out there. I mean, they just won the goddamn Super Bowl. His leash is incredibly long. There's no way they're putting in Wofford for poor performance. And as we've seen, Stafford plays through pain. He may not play well, but he plays through pain. And at Seahawks, at Chargers at the end of the season, at Green Bay. I mean, we're talking about December. They have some tough games here on the road late. I mean, Seahawks maybe not as much, but it's a division game, and there could be weather. Chargers defense should be better, even though they're gonna fuck it up. There's the Chargers. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts throwing some picks.
Yeah, I feel like
plus 1,400, and he's like middle of the range. I think as far as this bet goes.
Yeah, you're playing a little bit against he's going to miss a couple games narrative, but I mean, he certainly has zero fucks to give when he throws.
I said miss a couple games. Maybe I misspoke. I think. Well, no. The more I think about it, I think
plays hurt through some games.
Yeah, he's going to play hurt through some games and miss out on being really good because he's had these. And when I was saying he's not going to make it through the season, I'm thinking more about just like being fully healthy and being out there. Because he'll get shot up, they'll manage the elbow, they'll manage the back. But I mean, it's just not going to be good, right?
We saw that man chug a beer in response to Aaron Rodgers not being able to chug a beer. We've already forgotten about this, but Matt Stafford kind of a dog.
Yes, I like dog.
Hey, dog just got his championship. Let him get a little fat. Let him chew on the bone a little bit.
I mean, I had always thought Stafford was a bit overrated as a player. As a dude, seemed legit. I always thought he was kind of like a numbers guy. And people made excuses for him in Detroit, and he never elevated those Detroit teams. In my defense, but he came to the Rams, great situation, got the Super Bowl,
and Lions fans are happy for him. That's how you know he's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, seems like a great dude. I always just thought he was a little overrated, but shoved it in my face. Although I did.
And he knows
Bengals +4.
He knows content as well. He saw Aaron Rodgers choke, and he said, "I can do that."
Oh, and he did go viral for not picking up that woman at the Super Bowl.
Horrible. Man.
Super Bowl parade where she just like walked off the. I gotta find that video again.
Fucked up. All right. Shanahan, the flat brims. We're heading to San Francisco, Sean. Their win total's 10, even though Trey Lance is allegedly their starting quarterback.
100%, Ryan. What makes
allegedly?
You think?
Well, they brought Jimmy G back. I don't know if you saw the news. 6-11 was my prediction. 9-8 was your prediction. What a cowardly. Let me just make them barely over 500. I took a stand. I said, no, not even Shanahan with this roster can make Trey Lance a good football quarterback. And if they're really going to start Trey Lance, Sean, they got to give him a super long leash, which is even better. They can't just pull him for Jimmy G. This is a just absolutely fabulous situation. Yeah. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. I look to the alt win totals, but it's a better deal to just say no playoffs +175. We'll co-sign this. I think there's a lot of agreement with this team. I don't know what version of the season causes Trey Lance to be a quarterback that wins a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point you have to be able to throw the football. Maybe Shanahan can scheme up enough.
Will Shanahan be more like? Is it more important that he's right or that he gets back to the conference championship?
Well, and this is going next level, right? So, by all accounts, from the reporting, Shanahan was originally set on Mac Jones. Perfect match. All the stuff I was hearing from certain people were like Mac Jones was the guy, and then all of a sudden, I think John Lynch and all their analytics people and everyone else in the room sat Shanahan down and convinced him that
this was the shiny
Trey
toy?
Lance was the guy to do. And so
oh no,
a lot of thinking about it. Shanahan finally decided to pull the trigger.
Oh no,
drafted Trey Lance, but in the back of his head, don't you think he's gonna go, fuck, I should have had Mac Jones, AKA, and he can't get Mac Jones now, but he can get Jimmy G. So I think in the back of his head, he's going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm right. Those nerds convinced me that Trey Lance was the guy. I knew he wasn't the guy. Should have listened to my gut. And he's going to be on a shorter leash than people think.
I think the more likely scenario is he fed some misinformation to his close personal friends in the media.
But why?
I don't know. I mean,
okay.
To your point, I don't know why, but
that to me makes sense.
I believe that I think Shanahan is the kind of guy who wants a Trey Lance, right? He wears the flat brim. He wants to be hip. He sees this like, it's the hexagon that fills up the whole circle because he's so athletic and his arm strength and all this stuff, but he can't actually play football. He's the perfect athlete who just can't play football.
He looked really bad in those preseason
He's
games.
The perfect quarterback. He's 6'6", runs like a gazelle, Sean, throws like Dan Marino. And yet
that's why he played at North Dakota State.
And yet he can't play football. And if you go back and watch, like, this is my favorite part about everyone talking about him winning a national championship. But a fucking option quarterback, dude. Who's a fucking option quarterback, basically?
Yeah.
Like, what are we getting excited about? He went to the program that wins national championships with every quarterback. Carson Wentz won a national championship too. Are we getting excited about that?
And so did the guy that replaced Carson Wentz when he was out. So
maybe not the quarterback.
Yeah. Chris Traylor chiming in saying, hot take, Jimmy G signs extension with the 49ers next year after Trey Lance is exposed for being a trash thrower. I like this.
I mean, that's basically what he did.
I mean,
although if I was him, I'd say, fuck you. Fuck you.
God help the fantasy and betting community. If Trey Lance is benched at all this season, woo-hoo, we're keeping receipts. We're keeping receipts.
All right. So yeah, player props under on Trey Lance, passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
This is more sophisticated. We're on the same one here. If he does play well, they're still going to run the ball around the red zone. He's going to run the ball around the red zone. There's a lot fewer opportunities. And then I'm also double dipping on the yardage, 35, 50 and a half. That Jimmy G threw for 3,800 last year. Jimmy G's a passing quarterback.
Yeah, I'll add the passing yards because they both make sense. I mean,
any way you can fade Trey Lance.
If you had to choose which one, I would
touchdowns is the better bet.
Yeah, I would say if I had to choose, I would go touchdowns. To your point, because even if Trey Lance is good, there's a world where you still hit that under. If Trey Lance is good somehow miraculously, there's a world where you get burned on the passing yardage. But
do you think he's going to average over 200 yards passing a game?
I mean,
no.
We saw how many times they let Jimmy G throw in the conference championship game. Like 12 times. And Shanahan's not afraid to run it like 65
well, but Trey
times.
Lance has the stronger arm talent. All right. Jared Goff didn't throw for 35-50 last year. A guy that everyone's excited about hit. Jalen Hurts, 3,144. I mean, Lamar, I know he missed some games. I can go down the list. Carson Wentz went over this number by 13 yards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He played every game.
The yardage thing is a little the passing touchdowns I feel great about. But I'm also going to put on the under just because again, fuck Trey Lance, not a fan. Well, you know,
when will they admit
again,
they are wrong? When will people admit
it's
wrong?
not even that I'm not a fan or hate the guy. It's just he's gotten so much insane hype for showing very little promise, and I did a whole rant on the NFC North episode because Justin Fields performed at a high level of college football for a long period of time,
but he's not 6'6", and he doesn't run like a gazelle,
and showed flashes not only in this past preseason, but also showed flashes last year, and also started more games and like took his rookie lumps.
I mean, as much as I don't like Justin Fields,
yeah,
he's probably a better prospect than Trey Lance.
See, that's all you need to hear. If I'm
starting a franchise and you're making me pick between those two guys, give me Justin Fields.
Brian's capitulating at all on Justin Fields.
He played at Ohio State. That's the closest thing we have to pro in the college games.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey Lance played at North Dakota State. No disrespect to the FCS, but
love FCS football.
There's less scholarships down there.
All right. We're going to get to the second half of the teams before we get to that sleeper. That's right. America's fastest growing fantasy platform. We got our dynasty team over on Sleeper, but now they're brand new. They're over under games. A ton of fun. I've been getting down in the Sleeper group chat. You can copy my picks. You can copy anyone's picks in the group chat. If you got some good picks in there, tag me at Sean T Green in the Sleeper chat, and I'll ride with you. Great now for MLB, but also college football. That's right. As I'm taping this, college football week 1. Over under player props are available over on Sleeper. You heard me correct. We're going to be giving out a couple of our favorite ones during our college football picks episode for week 1. We're doing a 2-parter there, so stay tuned for that segment. And again, with Sleeper, you can win 2x all the way up to 20x the amount of money you put in. That's right. I mean, that's awesome. And again, all you got to do, open up your phone, go to sleeper.com/SGP. Join our group chat there. They'll automatically match your first deposit up to $100. Promo code SGP, sleeper.com/SGP, 100% deposit match up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. Ryan, we're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. I mean, we got our own NFL Survivor pool. That's right. Whatever kind of pool you're running, Run Your Pool can help make that happen. You first off, join our pool. A, it's free. B, winner take all, $500 cash and a $250 gift certificate. All you got to do is go to play.runyourpool.com/SGPN, play.runyourpool.com/SGPN, $500 cash and $250 gift certificate to the SGPN store for the winner. And again, you know, Pick'em, Survivor, fantasy pools. We've run. I know I've run a ton of pools over on Run Your Pool. We've been using them for years. Highly recommend whatever kind of pool you're running. And let's be honest, if you're listening to Sports Gambling Podcast, you are the person in your friend group at your office that is in charge of running your pool. Make your life easier. Step 1, sign up for our free NFL Survivor. Play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. Kramer, what do we got?
We are on the bottom half of what might be a bad division, although this team shouldn't be in the bottom half. Win total of 9, the Arizona Cardinals. I somehow, when we picked through this, I only got to 9-8. You got to 10-7, but I told you I was over with you. If I was going to adjust one team in this division, it would probably be the Cardinals. They would be moving up to 10-win realm for me.
Okay.
And again, as I look at it, I see a team with weakness. Every other team in their division to me got worse. Every other team got worse. And I could see Kyler again. I mapped this out, and you might say that I'm full of shit. This sounds like a soap opera story narrative, but Kyler Murray was so upset that people found out about his love of Call of Duty to the point where they made fun of him on Reddit. He called a press conference. Generally, alpha athletes don't react to stuff like this.
No.
They're trained not to. He reacted. I think he is going to be so fucking laser focused on dominating this season and
Like
proving
sands
everyone
through the
wrong.
hourglass, so are the days of our league.
Will he do the contract mandated 4 hours of independent study?
No longer in the contract, Sean.
Now he can focus on his true love, dominating all those sweet maps. Where are we dropping, boys?
Look, I think, no one has brought this up, but we could be dealing with a scenario where we were getting 65% of Kyler, and now we're getting 100% of Kyler, because again, he was made to be the fool. And not only, it wasn't enough for him just to get the money, because that's not how the current generation is. It's not just about the money. It's about his reputation on his social media platform.
Yeah, look at Kevin Durant. The guy has, between his
different kind of athlete, absolutely different kind of athlete. Kevin Durant, not sophisticated or coordinated enough to play Call of Duty on a high level with Kyler Murray. This is quarterback shit. You see the way he's calling plays for the Cardinals? They're putting the ball in the end zone. If there is one team,
it was funny they did better when Kyler was calling plays than Cliff.
If there's
in those preseason games,
if there's one team that because of the conference they play in, because of the division they play in, that could out of nowhere pop up and be a number 1 seed and maybe even be the overall NFL number 1 seed, give me them to have the most wins at 50-1. I'm going to add it here right now as we're talking. I'm going bonus. Give me them to be the highest scoring team. 18-1.
What the fuck?
I see people mentioning the defense in the chat. That helps with a high scoring team. Give me Kyler to go over 6.5 rushing touchdowns. Give me Kyler to go over 24.5 passing touchdowns. I'm all in on Kyler. I got it. Might be related to the fact that I got him in a main event team.
Okay, here we go.
No, but I just think that Kyler, for as much he's never going to be lower than he is right now. I think he is generally being disrespected. He's being picked 3rd in this division. Trey Lance is being just anointed above him. I really expect this Cardinals team, Kingsbury back against the wall. We'll see what our air raid Mike Leach certified coach has. I think they could start hot and maybe they don't fall apart. And if they don't fall apart last year, Sean, they didn't have to sprint to the finish line to be a playoff team. They didn't need to sprint to the finish line. They needed to win a couple games down the stretch. And so if this team starts fast and is able to sprint to the finish line, 1 seed in the range of outcomes. And I don't think you can say that for too many teams that are sitting in the 50-1 bracket of the most wins.
Okay. All right. You convinced me. I'm not getting down on that. I am getting down on Arizona to win the division at 4-1.
Cosign.
I'm not as high apparently as you are, Ryan, on the potential of this Cardinals team. I think their defense is limited, and I do think not having Chandler Jones is a real issue. However,
you did pick him to have a better record originally, which is pretty funny.
Well, I think they could be 10-7, 11-6. I'm on the over for them. I think they can kind of win this division by default. One, Trey Lance not doing enough for the 49ers, and the Rams having, some regression, a Super Bowl hangover. Yep. And I think their path is, wouldn't say easy, but 4-1. Yeah, I'll take it. I do think
it is, but think about it. You're asking for like a win or two of regression from the Rams, and you're asking for Trey Lance, for this to not be a 10-win team because Trey Lance sucks.
Yeah. And
it's not that crazy.
No. And the Cardinals, even if they do regress a little bit, I think they're going to have room to regress. We forget they started out what was it, 7-0?
That's what I mean. This is what
they start out the season 7-0.
If Kyler doesn't get hurt and this team keeps firing, again, you're.
They were 10-2 at one point last year. It's so again for them to get back and win the division, I think is very doable, and that's even factoring in some of the struggles, some of the we don't like Kyler stuff in there. They're going to lose to the Eagles. I'm going to that game.
Oh wow!
Go Birds. So yeah, and that's why I think division to me is the one I'm on at 4-1. To me, it's definitely way closer to a coin flip with the Rams.
I mean, for
like if you just take out the 49ers and Seahawks, which neither of us like, it feels like at the very least a coin toss. So I'll take the team getting 4-1.
For reference, this is Georgia State's a 4-1 money line against South Carolina this weekend. So
yeah,
I'd rather have Arizona to win that division. This is my point. All right. Anything else you want to throw in? I shot my wad real quick here.
Yeah, Ryan, you were amped up.
I love being high on Kyler this year.
Tell Adi and the Clips team. Kramer's got some hot Kyler takes.
Kyler's a real name to me, bro.
I'm gonna go Zach Ertz over 4.5 receiving touchdowns.
Of course, yeah. Former Eagle, easy prop bet.
Yeah. I mean, again, I like Trey McBride as a prospect. I think he's kind of interesting, and maybe he takes away from Ertz as it goes on. But especially early in the season with no DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's gonna get a shitload of targets.
Young tight ends don't do shit in real football.
Yeah, and maybe towards the end of the season. I don't know. He's probably not going to have a major impact. If you have a third tight end in underdog fantasy best ball draft, fine. I selected him a couple times. It's kind of a fun long shot there. Yeah. But I mean, look at Zach Ertz. 8-8-6. 2020 was a disaster year. He missed a bunch of time. 1, and then even last year, playing on 2 different teams, he still got the 5 touchdowns there. So I'm in on Zach Ertz. I think he's a real, especially in best ball. I really like him because then you don't have to figure out when to start him. But I mean, in managed leagues, I think he's still going to be pretty valuable, especially those first 6 weeks, man. But Kyler didn't play any preseason games. Maybe he has some chemistry with Hollywood Brown, but again, does he have a ton? I think. Put it this way.
I think he's the deep freestyle threat. I think Zach Ertz is the shallow freestyle threat.
Yeah. And Zach Ertz getting
but that's the 2 options to me early in the season.
And Zach Ertz getting like 8-9 catches a game in those first 6.
I mean, you look at his game log down the stretch, he was seeing double-digit targets on the regular. So certainly an appealing.
And he's efficient. He doesn't get a ton of yak, but he's good. He's still good in the red zone, and he's very valuable in like a full point PPR.
All right. Should we move on to what may be the worst team in the NFL, Sean? Spitting in the face of or you got more?
Oh, you know what? Yes. And I got one more. Okay, this is only for insane maniacs like myself.
All right. Cover your ears.
Legends only.
You're not a maniac.
I don't even know if I can really. James Conner, most rushing touchdowns in NFL history.
Okay.
200-1.
Wait, and what's the number? In case people don't know what
28.5.
Who rushed for 28 touchdowns?
It's a great question.
Jim Brown? No, OJ Simpson, right? Dickerson?
I'm pulling that up
AP.
now. Ooh, keep guessing, Ryan. You haven't gotten into it yet.
Emmitt Smith, horrible.
The real LT, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh wow, that's total touchdowns or rushing touchdowns?
Just rushing touchdowns.
His fantasy stock early in the 2000s was insane.
2006, he ran for 28 touchdowns, caught for 3 receiving touchdowns. 1,800 rushing yards, 56 catches. I mean, this is before the advent of full point PPR, but god damn.
Was it?
2006? Yeah, no one was playing
PPR back then.
You were playing full point PPR?
Definitely we're playing PPR in 2006.
Full point? No.
Okay.
I was in those leagues, Ryan.
We were 100% playing PPR back then. I mean, don't bring shit to my doorstep on fire.
Who is second? There's 2 guys tied for second.
Someone in the chat threw out Sean Alexander, which it struck me as a good guess.
He's one of them. Who's the other one? I maybe would have guessed Sean Alexander. I definitely wouldn't have guessed this other guy.
Modern or old school?
Relatively modern.
Riggins.
Post 2000.
Oh.
It's a Colby would consider Holmes. John Riggins relatively modern. Priest Holmes, good guess. Nice. 27 rushing touchdowns.
He was a stud in fantasy as well.
Yeah.
Ravens should have never let him go.
Sean Alexander, I think he had 5 in one game. That's insane.
Remember that?
So James Conner, again, to your point, Ryan, if they're in the mix for most points, maybe James Conner just gets all the goal line work and has a crazy year. He had
just for reference, his actual rushing touchdown prop is 9.5.
Yeah.
That's even money. So you're
he
gonna
would
slide
need-
that 18. You're gonna say times 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had 15 last year. He would only have needed 14 more, and he only started 6 games. Chase Edmonds not being there, I think, is going to really. I'm all in on James Conner when you factor in what you can get him for, the offense in general, and Chase Edmonds not being there. So I love James Conner fantasy.
You do. You've been on him all off season. All right, that's it.
Final team.
Seahawks 5.5 was the win total. We discussed this. I somehow barely got under at 5-12. You went 7-10 to the over.
Yep.
We've now since watched some games, and it to me it hasn't looked pretty. I don't think Geno Smith is the kind of guy that's going to win you any games. So can the rest of the roster win you any games? I don't think so. I don't know what you're doing on defense. You have Jamal Adams, who's fun, but he's not. He's not a safety. And last year, if you're going to play him off the line of scrimmage, I just don't know what this team is up to. I don't know why Pete Carroll's still the coach, and they're letting him go through a year of like whatever this is, or maybe this is their like Galaxy Brain Pacific Northwest tech company way to tank. Like leave the old guy in charge that wants to run the ball 500 times. I don't think there's too many paths for this team to make the playoffs. The narrative is, hey, they're going to be good at home. They're going to be a tricky road spot for some teams, and they're going to win close games because they're going to play great defense and they're going to run the ball and establish the line of scrimmage. The problem is the offensive line isn't very good and the defense isn't very good. And Pete Carroll's a dinosaur. So what are we doing here? What do you like? Give me something crazy.
All right, I'll give you something crazy. I was gonna I was gonna maybe dial back the craziness, but over 6.5 plus 150. Now, Ryan, in the same way you have most wins for the Arizona Cardinals, yes. I think there's a world where Pete Carroll takes this Seahawks team, gets them to 10 or 11 wins, gets into the playoffs based on his coaching.
Who's been smoking what?
And he's a fun long shot coach of the year, 50-1. He's literally the highest odds for NFL coach of the year. And it's a rare time where a tenured NFL coach, who I think has somewhat respect in the league, has a Super Bowl winning head coach, has a legit chance to win coach of the year. Because normally it's guys like Belichick, Harbaugh, who they're coming off a decent year. So for them to win coach of the year, it doesn't make sense. But they only won 7 games last year. So if they can win 10 games without Russell Wilson, I think he's right in the mix there for coach of the year, 50-1. Put it this way. Their odds to reach the NFC Championship game, that's 28-1. If they're getting to the goddamn NFC Championship game, you're sure as hell because of Pete Carroll coaching his ass off.
All right.
I think the only way this team succeeds is if Pete Carroll does an amazing coaching job. So for me, it's a fun long shot. If things work out for the Seahawks, it's because of coaching, and I think he will get if hypothetically they win 10 games, I think he's in the mix for coach of the year. And I think Pete Carroll is a good enough head coach to not let this team completely bottom out.
If I was going to do anything positive on the Seahawks, I would take their over 2 division wins, because maybe they can win their division home games.
Yeah, but that's like minus 110, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving people a massive investment opportunity. Pete Carroll, coach of the year.
Least points plus 750.
Okay.
Well,
that's the problem is like when you're fading them, even like the longer shot fade stuff isn't that great of prices because
they're supposed to suck.
Well, yeah. And again, I didn't like much of what I saw out of the preseason.
It's been bad. Super bad.
Ken
right?
Walker's dealing with the hernia thing. It's completely out on him on fantasy. You could talk me into DK Metcalf because I do think Geno Smith to DK Metcalf is somewhat of a thing, and then Rashad Penny I think is pretty viable.
So DK's, I'll give it out because it's my touchdown prop. Which why does it keep like 3 times now? I've put it on the sheet and it deletes from the sheet. Metcalf to go over 6.5 receiving touchdowns. Here's the angle. I'm not high on the Seahawks, but this man has gone over this number every year, 7, 10, and 12, like not by a little bit. So what you're asking me is, okay, yes, Russell Wilson not there. Geno still like to throw to him. And you're telling me this guy can't get 7 touchdowns over the course of a season. He is a true alpha. Honestly, I still like him in fantasy, even though I don't love this team.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
For the price, I like Lockett too, because they're going to be losing in games. So for me to think that DK Metcalf, because he did look good with Geno at times.
Yeah.
Again, 12 touchdowns last year, 10 the year before. You're asking for 4, 5, 6 touchdowns of regression just because the quarterback sucks. Alpha receivers get there sometimes, even with crap quarterbacks.
He'll break off some big plays.
Allen Robinson has shown us this many times. DJ Moore
now
has shown us this.
He not necessarily touchdowns, but he gets the receiving yards.
So I figured I would, I like people from Seattle. I love Vancouver. Shout out to the Puget Sound, beautiful Pacific Northwest. But the team's going to suck this year, and it's unfortunate because their stadium's fun when they're good.
Matty Ice saying in the chat saying, remember when Pete Carroll passed on the 1 yard line with Beast Mode in the backfield? You wonder why he wants to stick to the running game. That play is probably haunting him. I remember it because, well, one, I had Seattle to win that game. 2, I had Marshawn Lynch to win MVP.
Jesus.
He gets that second touchdown,
and we're gold.
We're good. We're Gucci, as the kids say, Ryan.
I've never said that.
Well, you're not a kid. Pete Carroll, Coach of the Year. That one's so. What of these, Ryans? What is your lock for the NFC West win totals?
It's got to be under for the Rams.
Yeah, because that's the one I feel the bet, and it's 10.5, and I got them 8, so that's like 2.5 game difference. Yeah,
or is it the Niners? I won't lock up the Niners because Jimmy G.
He's on the roster, and the guy's a winner.
I'm not even joking, because if they didn't have a safety net. Whoa. You're telling me we're going to get Brock Purdy week 7 when Trey Lance can't get it done?
Nate Studfeld. Yeah. So I'm with you. Locking up.
It's great that they have a backup quarterback of Sudfeld and Purdy.
Lock up the under there on the on the Los Angeles Rams. And what else do we got? Hey, we will be back later tonight for college football picks. Week 1 episode streaming live, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Download SGPN TV wherever you get your smart TV apps. The debut of that is coming. We will be live on SGPN TV.
That's the OnlyFans thing, right?
What?
I'm saying, yeah, that's the OnlyFans thing, right? That's where they can find our OnlyFans content.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, wake up.
No, I thought you were trying to make a dig at FanDuel, and I was trying to wrap my head around it.
I was trying to make a OnlyFans joke.
No, come on, Ryan. You don't need a separate app for OnlyFans. You just put in your credit card. Come on.
Our OnlyFans is free.
Some Colby Dant feet photos on our OnlyFans.
No, just pictures of Colby's desktop.
Oh my God, that is not safe for work. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. That's it going on the OnlyFans.
Get in all our free contests, pick'ems, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. Hit the contest tab. All the links are in there to get started. And rating and review. Come on, we have it. You guys are slacking on your reviews.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Toss us a nice 5-star rating and review over on Apple Podcasts. Screenshot it and send it in via the app. Just click contest tab. You got a chance to win $50 gift card every Monday, aka Merch Monday.
And while you're at it, Sean, unsubscribe and subscribe, or follow and unfollow a couple times.
Follow, unfollow on Apple Podcasts. that really games the system.
It's like when you're getting the lawnmower started. There's a little. You gotta get the choke going, and then just
yeah.
And so a couple times usually does the trick.
Yep. Help us climb these charts. Let's go, baby. And tell a friend. I mean, that's how we grow this thing.
Assuming
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, congratulations. You locked up your first under.
Kramer, let it ride.